Welcome into Cheap Ass Movie Reviews. I'm Eric. We're going to go over a Dollar Tree haul right after this. One of the coolest things about the Dollar Tree is that they've been getting these dollar movies, and it's like stuff that, you know, some Kmart's go out of business, some other businesses go out of business, and then all these DVDs, Blu-rays have started coming to Dollar Tree, which they used to come out about once a quarter. Now they're coming out about once a month. So it's a little bit quicker. There's a little faster, a little time around. I see other Dollar Tree haul videos that people do, and sometimes they get stuff that we don't. Sometimes we get stuff they don't. Sometimes we get it later. Sometimes they get it later. But it seems to be about the same movies. And then the same movies, just as a tip, the same movies tend to go to Big Lots, but Big Lots charges $3 to $5. So it's like, you want to buy it for $1? You want to buy it for $3 to $5? So to you, if you miss out, you might say, and check your local Big Lots because they might have it a little later. That's just a pro buying tip there. Anyway, I have a nice little haul here from the Dollar Tree, and we'll go through some of that. I've got a little picky with the Dollar Tree movies because I had recently got back into collecting movies, and now all of a sudden I've got a lot of movies, and it's like, and I kind of like that one, I sort of like that one. No, let's just go for the quality. Let's go for the quality now. But anyway, these are titles that genuinely interested me as I'm looking through the pile, because there was quite a few movies, and as I was going through it, these interested me, and I'll probably tell you why as I go through each one. The first one is The Bloodlands, which I thought sounded like an interesting title, but cast member from Walking Dead in it, so I'm like, hey, you know, I think it's going to be pretty good. A searingly intense chiller full of tension, so you can't beat that. Also, it's made by Magnet. Most of the Magnet movies are at least worth a look. I've kind of learned, that which ones to get, which ones not to get. But anyway, The Bloodlands. It looks pretty interesting, a tense thriller with a cast member from that. This one just had such an interesting cover. I had to pick it up. I couldn't bear not to. Mermaid, Lake of the Dead. Now, I'm not that big on mermaid stories, I guess, other than like everybody else. I saw, you know, The Little Mermaid, but that's about that's about it. It's not something I'm definitely looking for, but it is kind of creepy how she's kind of like a rotten fish kind of looking thing down here. So I thought, but I really like that cover. It's even showing good on camera because it's flat black. It has the slit case, of course, so that made it come out really good. But this is a Scream Factory release, and that makes it even better. So, you know, they're going to take the time. It's going to be a good release. Then on top of that, it's probably going to be a pretty good movie, or they wouldn't have green-lighted it or tried to do it. So there you go, the Mermaid, Lake of the Dead. So we always need a Lake of the Dead. Now this one just looks silly, but a lot of them do. And it's called Murder Party. And plenty of gore. It's also a Magnet release. It says it's kind of a cross between... what I see, it was a cross between Napoleon Dynamite and Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So, you know, that small niche that, you know, you just got to fill. But anyway, it looked interesting. The guy does kind of look like Napoleon Dynamite on the front of it. So that's what I thought when I saw that. So that's why I picked that one up. This one's called Pulse. It's a Japanese film, I believe. It's released through Magnolia, which is also part of Magnet. But anyway, I thought it sounded interesting because it's, you know, the Japanese horror, the J-horror have been, you know, with The Ring and Insidious and all that stuff that's come up, and I just thought it sounded interesting. More frightened than I've ever been in a movie theater, according to Mike D'Angelo of Time Out New York. So he was scared. So a film that's scarier than any movie you will see this year or maybe ever. So that sounds good for Halloween. That's James Shapiro of Real.com said that. So Pulse. I just thought it sounded interesting. I don't mind subtitles. Sometimes it's better. Now this is the pick of the litter. I mean, there's one more after this. But this movie's the pick of the litter, and one of the main things I got, and that is Pumpkinhead. Now, this one has the little extra inserts that they did for a while. If you pop it open, you can see what the original artwork was, which is not kind of a close-up. It's not good artwork on the whole thing. Better shot on the back of Pumpkinhead there. But anyway, if you've never seen Pumpkinhead, it was directed by Stan Winston, and I know that name. Stan Winston's known for doing special effects forever. He recently passed away a few years ago, but Stan Winston, great special effects guy, and then also took his hand at directing. But then on top of that, he got Lance Henriksen to be in it, and it's just a really good, neat, scary story. So a good Halloween story about an old witch living on the edge of town and things like that. It's just a good Southern yarn kind of a thing. Even got a general story, as I recall. But anyway, it's just a great movie. So much so that when I took it to the counter at the Dollar Tree, the lady at the Dollar Tree, who I've never met, said, "Oh, that's a great movie." And I'm like, I know, right? So this is probably the pick of the litter, for $1. This usually runs for $5. I've seen it at Big Lots for $5 without the insert. It's got the regular cover. But, $5 for Pumpkinhead. Lance Henriksen, can't beat it. So good stuff. And of course, Stan Winston's creature of Pumpkinhead. Also, this last one is a little more of a class act. Looks a little better. It's also a magnet release, and that is Stage Fright, which has a Minnie Driver in it. It's also got Meatloaf. So is it Leftovers? If it's Meatloaf and it's old, it's Leftovers. Anyway, a face-melting horror musical ripe with infectious energy and deadly sing-alongs. So it's right up my alley. Got to see this. I see some folks in kabuki makeup. Definitely looks like a fun time. But that's just it. That's my little group of Dollar Tree haul this month. Like I say, they're doing them a lot quicker now. So that's kind of the gambit right there. But pick of the litter, definitely Pumpkinhead. If you haven't seen Pumpkinhead, pick it up. You'll enjoy it. You'll have a good creepy time. That's a good horror movie for the fam. If you got middle schoolers, I don't think I'd go below middle school. Well, I'm Eric Stafford. If you like this video, hit like and subscribe, and you can also look at other playlists. I have some not-so-cheap movies that I'm starting to go over. When I started this channel, I didn't really think about that. I should have thought about it a little better and had a more generic name. But the cheap-ass movie reviews I do enjoy, but like these. But also I have some not-so-cheap-ass movie reviews where I've paid full price and, not more yet, but full price for some movies. And but it's quality stuff that I really wanted to talk about or go over. I have some other reviews coming up, so stay tuned to the channel, and we'll have some new updates coming up as Halloween goes on, because you got October going, you got the horror movies, you got all this going on. More great stuff coming. If you want to be notified, hit the little bell button, hit like and subscribe. I would dearly appreciate it. You would help me out immensely. If you do that, tell your friends, share this video. Just help me out with that and give us a little bit more exposure. I'm Eric Stafford saying, hey, let's go to the movies.